This is it. I'm off for a 20-mile run. I can't say I'm not nervous. I can't say I wish the weather was a little bit better today, but I'm just gonna have to get through it. Yeah, I'm about 4.5 miles in. It's been about half an hour, and this is going pretty much exactly as I expected it to. There's a lot of really long, straight roads around here that just turn into total wind tunnels. I'm not letting it totally knock me off my game, but I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a factor. Either way, I'm cruising along at about 8 minutes flat per mile. I mean, I still have a lot of running left to do, but yeah, once I get through Old Town and head into Crystal City, you know, who knows? 8.5 miles in, and so far it's happening. It's going really well. I'm still in Crystal City, which, if that sounds familiar, this is actually where I filmed Training Diary number 2 way back in July, and also did the Twilighter 5K. The difference between then and now, though, it's about 50 degrees colder than it was in July. Although it is pretty tempting, I'm not going to hop on the bus and take it home. Unlike the subject of my next Training Diary video, which was supposed to come out before this one, but I had to reshoot a couple things, and I've been pretty busy this weekend. Check this out. This is so cool. So I'm just leaving Crystal City. I'm about to pick up the Mount Vernon Trail, and they actually have a vending machine. So looks like there's some bike tubes, some first aid kits, some food, water fountains, and a service station for bikes. This is awesome. So whoever set this up, thank you. 11 miles in, I'm just gonna take a quick break. Thankfully, Pacers was able to hook me up with some goos, and I specifically grabbed the ones that have caffeine in them. Reason why? Exercise and caffeine will actually be the subject of not the next one, but the one after this video. So I plan on researching that tomorrow, reshooting what I need for the other video, and you guys should see that by Thursday at the latest. And hopefully I'll actually be able to stay on the schedule in the upcoming week. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna eat. I got 9 miles left. It's only getting better. Hey guys, I've got about a 10K left. That goo is actually a really big help. I'm pretty glad that I picked the one with caffeine. Otherwise, it's starting to get difficult, but nothing I can't handle. I should be done in another like 50 or so minutes, but I'm really gonna have to dig deep and really gonna have to push. But then again, that's what running a marathon's all about. What's up, guys? Just taking my last stop at Jones Point. I've got just a hair over 4 miles to go, and at this point it's a really big mental battle. I mean, obviously my legs are hurting, just everything, you know, there's a little bit of pain everywhere, but yeah, this is like, it's just such a mental battle, and I just have to keep going. I've got a huge hill to run up that'll be a little bit over a mile, but everything after that is all downhill. It's just cruising. I'm not gonna lie, that is kind of psyching me out because I have a mile before that. It's the next mile, then the next mile, then the next mile, then the next mile. It's a tough position to be in because, you know, 4 miles, like especially after putting 16 down, it's kind of inconsequential feeling. It's strange. It feels like you got nothing left, but it feels like you got an eternity to run too. So, all right, so I've got 2 miles to go, and I honestly feel like if I keep running any longer, it's going to be like the end of 2001: A Space Odyssey, where it's just colors and stuff. I've never dealt with anything like this mentally or physically. And to compound the misery, it looks like I will be running into a headwind for the last 2 miles. Which really stinks because the last 2 miles, like I said, are downhill. So I was hoping to be able to pull some time back or just kind of coast, but all right. It'll probably take me about 16 minutes, and talking about it's not going to get it done any sooner. So I'll check in. I'm done. All done. 20 miles in the books. The only issue is I messed up my route a little bit, so I'm actually still about 2/3 of a mile away from my apartment. Call it a cool down? I don't know. Either way, I just can't believe I'm done. You know, now that I'm done, it wasn't really as bad as it seemed. You know, there's only one really kind of off mile, and that was just going up that huge hill. I ended up with a time of, I think, like 2 hours and 44 minutes. Being conservative, that puts me about 3 hours and 40 minutes. One thing I'm gonna have to take a really close look at and do some figuring out is definitely my eating and drinking strategies. All right, so the run's done. There's my first treat. I got one of these for Gabby and one for myself. It's a croissant with ham and cheese. And then Gabby got me this. And there's a couple more of them in the fridge too, so thank you, babe.
You're welcome.
It's officially the next day, and just kind of elaborate. What I really need to figure out with my eating and drinking strategies is just the timing. So I gotta do some research and find out how often they have water stops, and then I gotta figure out about how many times I should be eating a goo. There's one thing I took away from yesterday is that it seems like the timing of when you eat is actually more important than the fact that you actually are eating while you're out there. So especially stuff like goos, which are quick carbs, you get that quick little burst of energy that lasts maybe about 1 mile to 2 miles. From there, I just got to do some math. I got to figure out how many I need. There's one thing I'm a big believer of, and this was true when I was doing cycling in high school, is that you always want to eat and drink before you feel hungry or thirsty. What that does is that it helps set you up to stay hydrated and to stay nourished until late in the race when it does really count. And that way you avoid hitting the wall, you avoid a whole host of other problems that go along with hitting the wall and being dehydrated. So other things I got to take a look at, my right knee did get pretty swollen. It was extremely stiff last night. It wasn't sore, it wasn't painful, but it did get pretty stiff. I took, I think, an ibuprofen before I went to bed. I woke up and it's fine. Like, it still feels a little like tender in certain spots, but otherwise I'm okay. I think that might just be down to the shoes I used. I was using a pair of shoes I hadn't used in a while, and they're the same shoes I've been running with since March, so they're a little bit older and beat up. They're probably not the shoes I'll be running the marathon in. It's just one of those things I wanted to test them out and see how much life they had left in them. Otherwise, I'd say that run was extremely successful. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe down below. The donation link will be down below too. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will leave you with this. Oh God, stairs.